Guess who's back? Handled that family emergency. My apologies for having to end that live so quickly. I was very frustrated, very upset to do so, because that information is very important. But since, unfortunately, I got on my feelings about it, so I have to visit that another time. So I'm going to keep it pushing like a shopping cart. You feel me? We're moving on. This topic still is about ADHD, no doubt. I am a member of that. I have ADHD myself, but I am not my ADHD. It's many things that make me up. That just tends to be one of them. So let me read this to you. Let's test your knowledge, shall we? Especially if you're the type of person that just feel like you know everything. Somebody asks you a question, you got the answer. You know how to give somebody information about their kid. You know it all? All right, let's test that knowledge, shall we? Let me read this to you because I think it's backward for you guys. Huh? I asked 2 children the same question. Both children are 6 years old now. Huh? And in the 1st grade. Aww. But only one of them has ADHD. Can you guess which one of these beautiful children has ADHD in this interview? Let's see, especially if you're any of my followers. Have you been paying attention to my content, especially my information about ADHD? Have you been doing your homework? Let's test that, shall we? It's a young man, it's a young girl, and it's a young boy in this interview. Your homework is to see and try to figure out which one of these beautiful babies has ADHD. Can you handle the pressure? Do you have an eye for these children? Because guess who does? Yup. I can spot a creative. I call them creative children. I can spot a creative a mile away. Careful, because sometimes my lingo offends some people. Can you believe someone was irked with me because I keep using the word creative? Like, why? Why is that peeling your skin up? And then I find out, because you think you know everything about everybody, you trying to diagnose everybody. I'm like, since when am I trying to do that? See, you got to understand, some people will put their stuff on you. That had nothing to do with me. She was struggling with her own things and lashing out on me. I didn't understand that then, but I understand it now. And I'm sending prayers her way because she's very edgy. But let's see if you can spot ADHD in a 6-year-old 1st grader. That is so cute. I remember my kids was that age. Let's get to it. Come on, let's get our homework on. Let's see if we can spot which one of these beautiful children has ADHD. Only one of them have it. Again, it's a boy and it's a girl in this interview. Separately. Let's see if we can figure it out.
How old are you?
6.5. 6.
And what grade are you in?
1st grade. 1st grade?
Do you like school?
Yeah.
Why do you like school?
Because I like to play with my friends at recess.
And why don't you like school?
Because I have to do a lot of stuff and my little sister's really cute and I want to spend more time with my little sister.
How long does it take you to do your homework? A long time or a short time?
Usually 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know, sort of in the middle.
Do you have a hard time with your homework?
Sometimes.
How do you do on tests?
Good. Well, I usually get A's, but not A pluses, so I don't know. And I almost get everything a 1 night.
Well, aren't you still proud of yourself for getting A's?
I don't know, I just feel normal.
You just feel normal? You don't feel proud of yourself?
No, I just feel normal.
Okay. Do you have a lot of friends?
Yeah. No.
How do you feel about having a lot of friends?
Happy.
How do you feel about not having a lot of friends?
Me?
Do you get invited to parties?
Yeah. Not usually.
Do you ever get bullied?
No. Sometimes.
Do you think you are smart?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you think you are handsome?
Yeah.
Do you think you are pretty?
Sometimes.
What do you like about yourself?
How smart I am and how good I draw. I like myself because I like Jesus and God, and they're really important.
Is there anything that you dislike about yourself?
Sometimes I be bad.
How do you be bad?
By giving attitude to my mom.
Why do you think you give attitude?
I don't know, sometimes I just get into moods. It depends on how good the day is. When I have a bad day, then I get all grumpy and negative. And when I have a good day, then I get all positive and happy.
What do you want other kids like your age to know that don't have ADHD? What do you want them to know about the kids that do have ADHD?
That they are better at listening than them, and that they could help them.
And how can they help the kids with ADHD?
By telling them that whatever you do, it's still right because you tried your best.
Now that pulled on my heartstrings. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on, let me let this come up so I can read it. A little slow on the take. Okay. That really pulled on my heartstrings, y'all. Give me a second. Come on, man. Oh my God. I can so relate. All right. ADHD is a neurological disorder. Children are born with it, okay? Born with it. The APA says it affects 5% of children ages 4 to 17 years old. Children with ADHD often have other mental issues, such as depression, anxiety, and oppositional defiant disorder, y'all. It's crazy. Children with ADHD often have low self-esteem and poor social skills. They are often bullied by their peers and excluded from social gatherings. That be the one. That excluded from social gatherings, that hits you right in the center. Like right all up in here. But yeah, before they actually gave it away, did you peep it yourself? Did you test your knowledge? Did you figure out which one of those beautiful children had ADHD from the one that didn't? Before it was revealed in the video. Did you figure it out? No, don't be lying. Don't do that. But did you figure it out? Yes, it was the little girl. You see how she was given emotional answers? She wasn't necessarily answering the question logically, directly, as much as she was in her feelings. See, ADHDers, we speak a very emotional tongue. It is very difficult for us to understand the difference between emotional tongue and logical. Especially if we kids, you might as well kiss it goodbye. Unless you are a very attentive parent that is consistent and you working with your child with these challenges. But if you're in oblivion, that child they got no chance. But I was in my feelings because I can relate to that little girl so bad. And even now, I find myself answering questions emotionally. And I done said all this stuff and they still like, what was the answer? Did you hear the answer? I was like, ooh, I ain't even get an answer. Damn. Okay, let me get Let me get my life together. Because this is serious. You understand? And it's amazing how many people are suffering in silence. They're name called by their family members. There is no understanding whatsoever when it comes to ADHD and how it shows up in our behavior. It will benefit both parties, the person with ADHD or the person with any mental health disorder, and that matter, and the person without it, to be compassionate, patient, and tolerant on one another. You have no clue what people are struggling with day to day. To just run your mouth in certain ways and have this narcissistic attitude about, oh, they feelings on them. I don't care that. Like, listen, if you got that kind of energy, I need you to go that way. Go far that way. Because people out here really just scraping by, literally, emotionally, psychologically scraping by. But these kids, that was the perfect example of like being able to really peep the difference in just one way. That was one way you could peep the difference in a child that has ADHD versus one that doesn't. But let me finish reading off what this say. I'm going to slow on the take. Yeah. Good. Oh, where's the last thing? Oh, yeah. Children with ADHD are very intelligent, creative, and compassionate, but they are often labeled by their peers as weird or a misfit. Facts. That's definitely me. I might as well have been the court jester, or because I'm like 6'1.5", 6'2" in height. So I've always been tall, even as a kid. I didn't really fit in with my peers, like visually, because I was so much bigger than them. So a lot of times I gravitate. For example, if I was 14, my peer group that I would gravitate to, honestly, would be like 10 and 11-year-olds. Because I had the emotional fluency of that age, at 14. That's also another injury, and that's something that people don't understand when they're seeing it. Like, why is you hanging out with them little kids? You finna go to jail? No, we can keep up more with someone that's younger versus someone our age that got cognitive by their side. Listen, you're going to run circles around us, period. And then let you be a pompous jerk or some narcissist or some dark empath. Oh, man, I can feel the anxiety from here. Listen, Linda. Like, no, baby. No. We have to move a certain way. People just don't understand it because you don't have it. It'd be interesting if people would get more interested in learning about it versus judging about it. Really pick a book up and educate yourself. Literally research it. It doesn't matter if you don't have it. You live in a world full of people that might have it and do have it. You might be at a job where one of your customers is ADHD. Will it kill you to learn the character traits, the personality type, the behavior? It'll make you better with customer service. Why run from knowledge when you can just improve yourself on some real stuff? I'm just saying, let's make it make sense. People got a lot of this to do. People love running their mouth. Ooh, but is it worthwhile information coming out there, mug? Like, let me die so you don't hit me with that BS. Whoop, miss me with it. Whoop, miss me with it. You got to learn tolerance. We have to learn tolerance. Patience. Consistency. Let's get back to reading some more of this. What they say. All children deserve and want to be loved. Please be aware that not all disabilities are visible. Educate your children about ADHD and teach them kindness and compassion. Chances are there is at least one child in your child's class who is suffering from ADHD. Simply asking a child with ADHD to play with them at recess would mean the world to them. Yes, it would. Please help spread ADHD awareness by sharing this video. Thank you for watching. And I'm going to share it. Yes, I am. Sharing is caring. Don't ask nobody to send you that. They may defer. But yes, ADHD, educate yourselves on it. More than likely, oh man. Oh, It breaks my heart. It's probably a lot of us, and by us I mean ADHDers that are in jail right now, and probably wrongfully accused in that joint. My opinion. When it comes to the challenges we face every day, with little to no compassion from the world. This is one of the reasons, in my opinion, it's so much easier for an ADHDer to live on survival mode versus to maintain the way that they have taught in this country, to maintain a lifestyle where you have a 9 to 5, you do things in this type of order, maybe do laundry on Sunday because the work week starts on Monday, time is set up. Listen, when people that have ADHD, that is not easy for them to do. It is not an easy task. By far, let alone with the fact we don't see red flags the way we need to. It's just so many areas that have to be visited. You really need a lot of support when you have ADHD. You need so much support because a lot of the times we do experience being called bad or wrong, or we did something wrong. Why'd you do that? Was you stupid? Like, I've grown up hearing this all the time. Believe it or not. Or you dumb? And then I was the oldest of my siblings. So I was expected to, you know what I'm saying, be responsible, be a certain way. So on top of just having ADHD, I had that trusted adult that coached me. So he skewed my perception tremendously, which put me in in a unique ADHD category all on my lonesome. Because when you add trauma to ADHD, listen, come on. I had a suicide attempt at 18 years old. I was trying to get up out of here at 18, y'all. And I didn't know I had ADHD at that time. And I didn't know I was pregnant either. Right. See, these things happen in the world, period. But they happen even more to people that struggle with mental health disorders and lack that understanding, lack the knowledge, lack the patience from other people, lack sympathy from other people. It's really a cold world, and it does not have to be. Yes, I said it. It does not have to be. It is cold by choice. Because we have choice. We have free will. No one is having to do a damn thing that they don't want to do. Unless you're being oppressed. And that's a whole nother life. Because that's still going down in certain ways. But we're going to keep it on ADHD. So I don't have to be like, for entertainment purposes only. Y'all know how it go. Or maybe you don't. So that's your homework you got to do. Raise that awareness. You understand what I'm saying? If you could share this video, please do so. Every video that I make that is informative, I have a viral goal in mind. Because I believe in change. And change starts within. I've been changing almost every day, and I'm going to continue to do so. So I want to share my knowledge with the world. Especially now that I'm coming up on an empty nester. I'm down to 2 children left, and both of them 17. Yeah, baby. My free time is popping, but I fill my time. I'm consistently on the grind, like coffee. You dig me? I have plan after plan after plan. I'm doing this solo. I got no partner I'm working with. This is all something I decided to do on my lonesome. Have I been talked down? A lot. And some of them family members that didn't believe in me. Thought I was stupid or retarded. Niche, why you doing that? Niche, oh my gosh, she dressed like this. Why you wearing your hair so many colors? Listen. At the end of the day, that is your opinion. I have a very rebellious nature, always have. Even though I still harmed myself when it comes to my anxiety. Because I was ignorant to the fact. So I have to practice certain things to keep a calm within. I choose to not take medication for my ADHD. I did start, I believe it was Concerta. But for whatever reason, I wanted to try the herbal route, cognitive therapy route, music therapy route, and also just to create my own type of rehabilitation and therapy to support myself. So I've come up with a number of things that work very well for me. Excuse me. Very well for me, baby. I haven't been this full of peace in my body, I guess I could say, in my entire life. I haven't. I have always been a very severely anxious person because of the whole not fitting in, being talked down on, being belittled, all of the whole nine, and just pretending that it's not bothering me because I didn't know what else to do. You got to understand what we do as children to fit in. A lot of that stuff we don't chuck. We don't chuck it in adulthood. We have some of the same poor practices we did as a child. We just flipped it so it can work for us in our adult life. So we might not be able to recognize that we really started this as children because it then morphed into something else that we're using in adult life. Check and peep game on yourself. Especially if you don't have ears for constructive criticism. That means you got to show up even more for yourself. Because if somebody else try to tell you about yourself, you're going to get in your feelings. You might, if you violent, you might hit them. Like, you can't hear it. So that person be like, I wish I had a best friend, somebody that's there for me. You probably don't. Because what you want, we want to, a lot of times we want to hear what we want to hear. We don't want to hear what we need to hear. That ain't no fun. We want people to blow smoke up our butt. Tell us what we want to hear. And what good is that doing? What's good has hearing what you want to hear where's it gotten you thus far? Go. Right. So when it comes to upgrading yourself, raising your vibration, you understand? Unpacking trauma, doing your shadow work, however you call it, that is a journey that has to be taken solo. I repeat it. Self-work is a solo journey. It ain't for the weak. So if you're weak, that's probably why you haven't gotten started. I'm going to send prayers your way. Because you deserve the flip side of the coin. Not the side that you've been getting. Which probably doesn't serve you. Learning to get rid of what no longer serves you is so important. I learned that the hard way. But I'm 40 years old. So I'm still young enough to enjoy my life and keep excelling. You understand what I'm saying? I've gotten rid of what no longer serves me. People, places, and things. And once I did that, first of all, I haven't felt light on my feet in the way I've been in so many years. But when I tell you, I didn't realize I was wearing baggage until I started eliminating them bags. Or however you look at it. You can look at it as coats. We wear many coats. You know, for example, I got one coat on. I'm a person. I'm a woman. You know, another coat, I'm a mother. Another coat, I'm a daughter. Then I'm a cousin. You know, then I'm a sister. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm a certified nursing assistant. Then I'm a medical assistant. You know, we have all these coats. You know what I'm saying? How many of those coats do you have, number one? How many are no longer serving you, number two? And what's the first step to getting that coat up off your rack, up out of your life, and starting to teach yourself, why am I so codependent? Why do I think I need you? Why do I think I need this? Research the self. Blew your mind, right? Yeah. Research you. I promise you a page turn. I promise you. I swear for God. Come on now. You've been through how much in your life? Now, see, the real question is how much of your life have you been conscious and aware about versus unconscious, oblivious, ignorant? That was me. So my work was so hard because I was not conscious. I wasn't aware. I was in my feelings all the time and didn't know how to get out of them. Burnout doesn't begin to define it. But you got to learn how to do this. Face yourself. That's what shadow work is all about. Can you run from your shadow? Try it. Get some water. You're going to be all day. Try to run from your shadow and see how far you get. Yeah, right. Ain't no running from your shadow because it's part of you. So I challenge you to look at your shadow and try to visualize everything you've been through, good and bad. If that's too much, no problem. Get a pencil and paper. Write it down. Not good with writing? Easy breezy. Get a tape recorder. Talk it. It is always a way. So don't let nobody tell you, oh, you can't do that because it's too hard. They could be quiet. It's people that have no arms that choose to learn to write with their toes. Please believe me. You got to learn what people in your circle are lazy and dream killers. That way you can weed them out your garden. Hey, respectfully. It's not about venom. It ain't about put your shit. No, it ain't about fighting. It's about respect. Got to give it to get it. And also, I'm going to throw in a little extra something. Come close for it. It's going to go down like toes. There are a lot of people out here in the world that mistake fear for respect. So if you're around someone and they are very disrespectful, and when you try to discuss that to them or tell them how they're making you feel and they're defensive, red flag. Red flag. No longer try to explain anything to them. They don't have the ears for it. Maybe even they might be on survival mode. That's when you have to know it's not you. And if you have the injury that I have and had, you're going outward for validation. So you don't even trust your own gut. You don't trust your intuition. You don't even trust your own self. So you constantly go out to ask other people. And what can other people do? Lie in your face. Now that's when your time is going to be wasted. Listen, I can't make this up. You have to evaluate your circle and realize who's living off of you, feeding off of you, who is, I'll throw my own self out there, who might be ADHD and realize that you're not ADHD and they really just have a relationship with you because by default, you kind of help them out of their own way because you're good with time management, organization, all things like that. And they're not. So they guilt trip you or try to make you feel bad if you want to leave the situation, the friendship, whatever it is. Pay attention to that as a form of manipulation. What you want, my opinion, is you want people that are honest with you about why they are in your life, why they want to be in your life. Here's a good example. I'm going to use you, Jalen Hurst. What's up? I'm going to use you. Let's say you don't have ADHD. I got it. And you my best friend, yo. Ace Boom Coon. Instead of telling you, yo, Jalen, yo, I really need you around because I suck with time management. I can't wake up on time to save my life. This organization, if you look it up in the dictionary, you'll see my face like, you know what I'm saying? I just need you, bro. I need you in my life just to be able to just, when you invite me over, I'll be over there. I just watch how you manage your home. That be teaching me. Yeah. And see, this is selfless. This is showing your humanity. This is leading with honesty. That's someone that you know you will want to keep in your life because they're being accountable. They're telling the truth about their intentions, all that. Here's the game. You hear me, Jalen? Here's the game. If you was in my life and I'm the ADHDer and I don't want to reveal my injury, I just want to kind of leech off of your success. Like, yo, let's say you told me I can't come over, and usually I can come over, but for whatever reason I really need to get over there because I need to see how you gonna handle something that you got to do today that has to do with organization, and I want to kind of peep game. I'm like, yo, why you gonna tell me I can't come over? And you say, I just have a lot going on. Like, yo, like I thought we was cool, so now you pushing me away. Like, what kind of friend would do that? Like, at the end of the day, like, you're not even a real one. This is why I be like feeding people with a long spoon. Like, I don't want nobody to get too close because people do, like, this whole guilt trip come up. That's the game. That's the game. Because they want you to say yes, which could be a boundary violation as well. Anything to get that yes, so they can do what they want to do. All of it is manipulation, baby. You can't let people play in your face like this. You understand? But when it comes to ADHDers, we have a blind spot to that type of stuff. I know I have. I would confuse people that were ill-intended, and I believe everything they said out their mouth because I didn't know any better to not do that. Not that my mother didn't teach me, because she did, but like I said, unfortunately, my mother back then didn't know this adult was doing a number on me and trying to program me to rebel her so they can have me the way they want me, whatever that meant for them. So for me, it was very hard to know who a predator was, because that a trusted adult was a predator himself. So because I had to respect that predator, I had to tolerate that predator, I had to listen, it taught me to not see a predator the way I needed to. So I grew up with that injury. You know what I'm saying? How many women you think got that problem? Keep changing men, thinking it's the men, but it's not you. It's you, boo-boo. You probably got some stuff you got to unpack. And sitting on Mr. Marcus's lap is not going to unpack whatever is in your skewed perception that could be coming from childhood trauma. No one wants to feel that hurt and relive it. But that's exactly what it takes to unpack it. So if you are doing that, I'm not trying to hurt feelings, but you're being a coward. And that's not going to help you out your own way. Even if it's not your fault why you were injured, why you were traumatized, it's still your responsibility to unpack it and create some skills where you can function your version of normal when it comes to wherever your injury shows up. And anyone that is not doing that is doing themselves, their children, and the world a disservice by even being in the world. A hot mess for everyone else to deal with. My opinion. And yes, I used to be the hot mess in the world that everybody was dealing with, even though I was the victim. But at a certain point, it benefits the victim to become aware that they're a victim, so they cannot no longer victimize themselves. But if you grow up in a place where they don't speak this, or if your parent don't know you were coach, so it gives you less of an advantage in a lot of ways. So that even more so falls on you to challenge your normal. Challenge your lifestyle in a way to see if, am I really living right? Or am I just getting by? And if I am just getting by, do I want to just get by? Ask yourself these questions. I promise good will come out of it. I promise it will. Okay? I hope this was helpful. I hope this video helped you understand a little something about how ADHD shows up in kids when you just asking them general questions. The young lady was very in her feelings, and she was adorable, but she had trouble answering the questions directly. I swear, this is me all day long. My daughter too. Like, it's a thing. You understand? It's not to be ashamed of. So if you have someone in your life that's shaming you because you got ADHD, get them out of there. No, get them out of there. Pretend it's trash day and take them right to the curb. Get them up out of there. You need not have nobody in your life that's being supportive. And if they say nobody does that all the time, get them up out of there. I promise you, get them up out of there. Respectfully, less is more. You don't need arguments. You don't need altercations. You don't need none of that. Less is more. All of our behavior speaks to our experiences. So if someone is arguing and yelling at you, it reveals their lack of self-control. Of course, they're going to twist it and try to make you think it's because of you I'm mad. That ain't how it works. I've done research this. How we show up has to do with everything we've been through. How we deal with problems shows what we deal with or run from. So if you're an avoidant personality type, like if you avoid conflict, you got unpacking to do. It's a reason you're avoidant. It could be shame, fear. Doesn't matter which one it is, it needs to be unpacked. Because life be lifing, y'all. Do it not? Life gonna throw you a curveball. The best thing you can do is prepare yourself to be able to deal with life on life's terms. If you run from conflict, guess what? You don't gain wisdom. Research it. You don't have the skills to deal with life on life's terms because you're too busy running from everything and drinking to stay numb because you don't know how to regulate your own feelings and your emotions. When you gonna learn? So you don't have to keep feeling this way. Keep using substance. Because as you see, we get older. We don't get younger in life. You get older. So what you use to self-soothe in time, that's going to be your demise. You know what I'm saying? Poor circulation sucks. Let alone if you get to the point where you got varicose veins in your legs, spider veins in your legs, you getting blood clots because of the poor circulation. Now ulcers are growing inside your leg. You ever see people in their legs, like where their calves are? They got these wounds, these sores that look like bloody and pussy, and they just walking around with them. Yeah. Alcoholism, poor circulation. Listen, research this stuff. We can heal ourselves. I'm going to get some videos on that too. There's ways we can heal ourselves. I have a good turmeric remedy for some healing. Like it's a good remedy for like a nice nectar to have before bed, maybe like an hour to 30 minutes before bed, and it'll help repair your digestive system amongst so many other health benefits it has. I've been using it. Listen, I'm here for all this, okay? So I'm gonna get ready to go. I hope you guys learned something now. Come on, you gotta learn. We in this thing called life together, y'all. Huh? Less is more. Say what you mean. Mean what you say. But you ain't gotta say it mean. All right? Take care, y'all.